Sanmanani, Dumelang, hello South Africa. Welcome to Expressions, and if you don't know this by now, this is definitely the place for you to air your views. I'm your host, Jacqueline Mapala. We want to say as Expressions, Amandla to all the women of South Africa. Happy and Empower Women's Month from Expressions to you. On the 1st of August 2018, South Africa came to a standstill. Women came out into the streets and marched against a social injustice of gender-based violence. Tonight on Expressions, we want to delve into the heart of darkness. We want to tackle this issue of gender-based violence, but specifically, we want to focus on violence against women. Statistics tell us that 1 in 5 women experience physical violence. 1 in 3 women experience rape in this country. South African women are under siege. And on the show today, we're going to be sharing with you stories of women who say, this is not a statistics for me, this is my reality, this is my story. They're going to share with us the harrowing stories around how they have experienced abuse, but most importantly, how they have overcome it. As a young person, Kochaye, we hope that their stories will get you to do something about this issue. We're hoping that we will call you to action, whether it is just for you to walk away from an abusive relationship or for you to stand up against this injustice in your community. We're going to meet our first victor. We're going to meet our first survivor and find out what her story is. Come with us. I had the privilege of sitting with our first brave survivor of gender-based violence. This is her harrowing account of abuse and most importantly, how she managed to overcome it. Because of the sensitivity and the nature of this topic, we've had to protect her identity, and for the purpose of the show, we're going to refer to her as Ubusi.
Welcome to Expressions, and thank you so much for your time and for just having the courage to share your story. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
So we want to take you right to the beginning. Describe for us what kind of a woman and lady were you before the abuse started?
Bengumuntu onamaphupho ofuna ukukhula empilweni and onefiso eziningi empilo.
How did the abuse start?
Like I was doing grade 12 with my partner. Like begenza izinto eziningi empilweni yami. Like ajealous ngale ndlela ukuthi paranoid. So I just decided ukuthi break up naye so that ngizoqhubeka ngifunde ngiphase matric wami. So sa break up for the whole year, and then in December ngamnika another chance. So I must come here in Joburg. Ozongifaka esikoleni.
Busi's partner had no intention of honoring his word to take her to school, which left her desperate and destitute in a place she did not know. Busi decided to go and find a job.
What kind of things would he say to you? What kind of things would he do to you?
Bekathi mangibuya emsebenzini a-check ifoni yami ukuthi ngifonele ubani, a-check ama-calls, a-check mangine airtime, ngithathe phi, ngenze a-check zonke lezo zinto lezo, and then sizoba ne-argument. Sometimes azongishaya ngamakhothenga, like angishaye ngayo into esendlini. Okay, aqede lapho athi it's my fault, yimi engenzile ukuthi kuze kufike lana, kuze ukuthi angishaye, ukube mina ngimtshela iqiniso ngaba akazange azangishaye, so kungishaya ifault yami.
But the trauma and the abuse did not stop there.
Bathatha umngani wakhe oyinyanga bangithwala ngenkani bangithwala ngenkani bangisa kwenye inyanga bathi mina ngiyagula nginezilwane nani. Lo nyanga ngenzisa izinto like mina engingazenzi mina because I'm a Christian and angiyenzi imithi le bangenzisa imithi ngenkani bangigobisa ikhanda ngenkani bangishonisa phansi bathi angihogele yonke imithi laba bengenza yona wathi le nyanga lo muntu lo akagule akana nix and then wathi lwatshela lo nyanga ukuthi noma ngangibulala noma ngaphelele estradini yenze wonke ukuthi ngihlupheke ngiphelele estradini ngibe isidwedwe noma ngathiwa ngicosha amaphepha yenze njalo lo nyanga yavuma naye ukuthi izokwenza njalo. Ngangisetrain nestimela waqhamuka wangibamba lapho ilapho akangihamba khona wangithwala wangifaka emotweni wahamba wafike kwenye ihlathi eseCleveland wafike wangirape and then ayizongibulala aphethe umeso omkhulu azongigwaza ngaphunyuka ngabaleka.
Busi was found by Good Samaritans who managed to help her, and they took her to the police where she opened a case. Because the perpetrator had not been apprehended yet, she had to stay at a community shelter.
I stayed there for 6 months. And then my bank transfer Frida. Because, you know, the perpetrator
Busi's partner was not done with her yet. His appetite for violence had not been quenched. Unsatisfied with the Sangoma's death curse over Busi, he wanted to finish her off.
Ngiphume emsebenzini wangihlasela wangikapha ngembazo wangikapha nebazi la nala ekhanda and then ngabuyela emsebenzini so yena wabaleka itshela ukuthi ungibulele ngabuyela emsebenzini bangihambisa esibhedlela eJimmiston ilapho owangistisha khona and then ngabuyela eCommunity of Safety lapho angachubeka ngaphinda ngovula icase yesibili futhi accepted murder base bawenza abawu2.
What's happening there?
Thola ngosizo emaphoyiseni namanje sisaqhubeka ngale case akukho kwenzakala emaphoyiseni.
Disappointed with how the police handled her case, Busi faces this ordeal without any support from her family.
Bengingedwa ngekho umuntu osesayidini lami umama mami yonke into engimtshela yona ayikho into ayisupportayo ngathi okay vele ayikho into engizoyishiya emhlabeni umuntu uzobe sethuneni lami uyena.
How are you? Are you still afraid?
I was afraid, but now sengitshelile ukuthi akanayo power over mina. Like it's been so long ngisaba ngiphila ngokusaba noma ngihambe ngiqalaza ngitshela ukuthi usemva kwami ngitshela ukuthi ngaqhamuka ngitshela ukuthi ngathumela abantu but manje sengitshelile ukuthi angeke ngize ngimvumele ukuthi arole impilo yami.
You said to me you used to be a woman who had dreams and hopes. Are you still dreaming now? Are you still hopeful? Talk to me about what you look forward to.
Yes, I'm still dreaming. Next year I'm planning to do a teaching at UNISA.
Yes. And for the women who are watching show yet namhlanje who were in the same situation you're in, what do you want to say to them?
Kumele bazimele bazi ukuthi iabuse akusibona abayilandele akusibona abenze ukuthi yenzeke kubona but ilabo bantu labo abakwazile ukuthi benze kube empilweni zabo basengakwazi ukuthi baphume kwiabuse noma yini. Engakusho emadodeni ukuthi amadoda kumele azi ukuthi umuntu wesifazane uyisipho esikhulu ezivela kuNkulunkulu kumele bamphathe ngendlela kumele bangamhlukumezi bangazenzi izinto abazenzayo.
Please tell us about how you ended up at the shelter to begin with.
I stayed in Montana, Pretoria. I was in an abusive relationship with my kid's father, Shine Scholar, for 8 years. One day Sean stabbed me in my leg. But I was bleeding and Shai's face actually made me realize, listen, I can't live this way because of the way it's affecting me already. So I went on to eating. I saw a picture of Bridget for Friade on the internet. So I think it was God's way or something to say to me to come to Bertram's. I got in my car all bleeding, all bashed up, with my 2 kids with nothing, only the clothes back. I came here. It took me here to see Bridget and she took me in. To tell you how I looked like, I don't know if you've seen a horror movie, how bashed up I was and stabbed. Bridget took me to the doctor, I got stitches. No, I'm so sorry, but the look in my daughter, my oldest face, was the one that said, Crystal, no more. Skylar was 5 months old, and you saw her now. She's 3 years old, and she's blooming. Bethany took me in. Bridget took me in with the love she had. It took me about a year and so to get over the abuse of, first of all, before they even let me look for a job. Because leaving your abusive partner, you think it was love. You know, you ask a person, why did you stay with that person? You could see it's not as easy. You think it's love. I honestly thought it was love for 8 years of my life. Came here, I can't say any bad word for Bethany, for Bridget. With that small little body and big heart of hers, she loved us. She looked after us. She helped me to recover emotionally. I got it. She helped me find a wonderful job. A month ago, I moved out. I am successfully, I'm getting there from nothing to moving out, having my own place, putting my kids through school on my own.
One of the things that they do here is to help women find their wings. So we're so happy that you found
They give you the tools. They give you the tools, the love, and you know what, they pay for the kids' school things to help the moms get on their feet. That's amazing. You know, she helped me a lot, emotionally, physically, to grow my kids. I wish you could have seen my oldest, and you know when they say a child does get affected by abuse, they do. They do. My little one, oldest, is on medication because she is so affected about what she's seen, and her emotions is playing with her, so we have to work with her emotions. So my advice to any other parent, it's not love, just get out there while they can. But it's not easy, I do understand that. And that people get frustrated with us saying, but why didn't you leave before? It's not that easy.
Thank you for your story, and I know it's really
I'm sorry I didn't go more in detail, but...
No, it's absolutely okay. It's absolutely okay. I think for us, the focus is you're trying to
I put it behind me.
And we're so proud of you.
Women in abusive relationships continue to be resilient. They continue to overcome despite the odds that are stacked up against them. They manage somehow, despite the trauma, despite the devastation, to build a new life for themselves. You're watching Expressions. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. You are watching Expressions here on SABC 1 with me, Jacqueline Mapala. Tonight we are plunging into the heart of darkness and we are tackling the issue of violence against women. They say that stories are a powerful way in which we change ideas about an issue. Tonight we are going to meet our second survivor, a woman who's going to share her story with us in terms of how she has overcome abuse in her life. We are going to meet her and talk to her. Come with us. How did you meet the man that eventually became your abuser?
Through my family, basically. So this guy, he approached me and told me he loved me. He told me a lot of words about the love and he'll care for me, and which I believed him because I didn't get it anyway. So I took the chance and told myself that, okay, you're the person that really cares about me, so why not? I was in love at first. I felt that this guy loved me. I did everything for him, everything. He used to always bitch me, you know. He always used to buy me things, tell me he loves me, and he used to always brag about me with people. He started off by swearing at me, always getting angry at everything I used to do. Like maybe not even leaving a plate on his sink, and then he started with the beatings. He started slapping me at first, slapping me always, and then he started getting aggressive and started hitting me in front of his family, which his family didn't do anything about it. So I couldn't go anywhere, I had no place to go but stay in the situation that I was in. While I was pregnant, he used to beat me because due to my stress and the abuse and the pains that I had, I gave birth to a premature baby because of stress. My baby was 8 months, not fully developed. Well, as I gave but they asked me of the bruises and things. I had to lie to them and told them I got into a fight with a girl. So I lied, and my mother took my daughter from me because she saw what was happening.
Please tell us how you found out about the abuse.
The first time she came in, she told me, Ma, I need to talk with you. I said, come. Oh, yes. He said, it's Ma now because Gershon is abusing me. He's sexually abusing me. And I said, I can't believe it because it's a child spiral. How can he sexually abuse you? It was a very big shock for me as a mother. And I went to go approach his mother and I told her, listen, this is my problem, this is my problem. She said, it's not us and our son will never do that. And I went to take this thing further. I went to go see my church people. But I said to her, make a case, make a protection order against him, that he just stay away from you. She went to go make the protection order, but he came back again. And every time when she was in jail before, but she withdrew the case because she was afraid his sister's going to beat her up. And she doesn't have sister, she's alone. She's my only daughter I have.
How did this make you feel? How did this change your life?
In a very big way. It need to change my life to see that I can go on my knees and pray for her. To believe in God and I trust in God and everything. What we are, what she's going through and I'm going through because what she's going through automatic, I'm going through myself.
He never used to work, so he always used to give me as a hobby. You see, always used to sleep with me, even though I didn't want it to, beat me up for no reason, things like that. And it became worse at times, where he even started throwing me out in the rain, throwing me with hot water. It became very bad.
The perpetrator created an atmosphere of fear that extended not just to her family, but to everyone around her. Everyone felt powerless. This is what her neighbor had to say.
Then Peter, Petri, and Peter up every day. And Peter matter, Deborah mother's house also. And heater, and kicker, make blue eyes, and everything. And step in at my mother's house for my sister, for my cousin, and my baby, and a child.
Violence against women is a social evil. It devastates and traumatizes women who have to suffer at the hands of men in their lives who come in as people who love them and take care of them. South African women live under a culture of fear, and there's a point where enough needs to be enough. You're watching Expressions. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back. You are watching Expressions here on SABC 1. Today we are delving deep into the heart of darkness and tackling the issue of gender-based violence in South Africa. This is a problem that is having devastating impacts in the lives of afflicted women all across South Africa. It is a problem that is no respecter of race, age, or class, meaning it affects all types of women. Despite how bleak this issue is, there is light at the end of the tunnel. And by this, I'm talking about safe havens, shelters where women are able to find refuge and sanctuary. And the place that I'm here is called Bethany Home. We're going to go inside and speak to the manager.
So Bridget, tell us about how Bethany Home was started.
It was started in 1989 and it's specifically for abused women and children. So women come to us from police stations, hospitals, word of mouth. They find us on the website. Our mission and our focus is to rehabilitate the women who come here.
Please describe to us the state that the women are in when they arrive here.
They're completely hopeless and helpless, and they normally come with just the clothes on their back. We have to really start right from scratch. We give them intensive counselling. At the same time, we get their children into school. We replace documents because often their IDs, birth certificates have been destroyed or lost. Once we've actually got them emotionally stable, we look to where their talents lie, and we train them accordingly, and then we help them to find jobs, and then we teach them how to fly.
There'll be a lot of women watching the show, and women who are currently victims of violence or abuse. What is your message to them?
You must never ever let the person who's abusing you make you feel that there's nothing out there and that no one else will love you and that there's no hope for you. And there is help out there, and there is a new life and new beginnings, but you need to take the risk. You need to get out there, take the risk and move on.
It's places like this that remind us that there is hope out there, and that for victims of gender-based violence, you are not left without support. Stay with us as we go to another place where women are given a second chance. Let's go. How prevalent is this issue of gender-based violence, particularly in this community?
As a Park, I think it's very notorious for that. With drug abuse more prevalent now, it's rearing its ugly head. It's also adding to the issues of domestic violence.
Can you maybe tell us a little bit about just some of the challenges that you experience when it comes to dealing with victims as well as maybe their families?
Most of the women that leave us do then tend to go back. A lot of them would come to us, they haven't yet reached that turnaround point, so then they tend to go back. So you find people coming back for a second time looking for sheltering as well. By then, I would say, then that readiness point to turn their lives around. So then we have to look at why it is that we're readmitting this person, what happened the first time around, why were they not utterly able to be helped in such a way that they can maybe find themselves their own jobs or get their own structures and stay their own places to stay. So those are the challenges.
What is your advice if you are afraid for your life, or you are in a situation where your partner is violent towards you?
Firstly, it's not easy, because when they look at the situation, they consider the children, but we encourage them to make that bold step and not to stay in it, because other than that, I mean, we've had many cases where people have died within abusive relationships. We'd have to say speak out and come out of it, because we are there. There are many shelters that are there.
This is what a social worker had to say about why victims stay in abusive relationships.
Up until the day it sinks on me as a victim to say, okay, you know, I've had enough. It's very important for people to understand that you don't need to blame yourself, because when you're in the initial stages, you don't understand what is going on yourself, which is why most of the women, they stay longer. The most important thing, it's the first step that you took to say enough is enough.
We are mindful that a lot of communities do not want to report these matters. They opt to mediate these matters on their own. They want the perpetrators to just pay monetary value. When you do that, you must understand that you are devaluing the value and the dignity of the victim or the survivor in this particular instance. We should not mediate gender-based violence matters. They need to be reported to the necessary authorities. If you report such a matter, and for instance, the South African Police Service is not responsive enough, you ought to take that matter up. The institution such as our office is here to ensure that the systematic structures and barriers that are there to ensure that access to justice is realized in this country are addressed.
Please remember that abuse is never your fault, and if you are a young person who is in an abusive relationship, please know that there's help and support out there that is available for you. We want to say a big thank you to all the courageous women who shared their stories with us. We want to say to you as Team Expressions that your stories are a powerful weapon in how we are going to tackle and fight this huge problem that we are facing in society. To young people who've had the privilege of listening to some of these stories, we want to say to you, the change is up to you. We can make a difference today, right now, and we can bring an end to violence against women. This is Expressions. My name is Jacqueline Mapala. Thank you so very much for watching us. Adios, muchachos.